Hi, everyone. Welcome to Relationspaces Power Burst number 11. And I'm Vicky Essebag, and I'm here with Gretton, and we are asking another question. So our previous question was looking back, and of course, and we're asking these questions because we're coming into the new year. So our previous question was about reflecting back on 2023, and this question is about looking forward. So when you wake up on January 1st, 2024, what will you notice first that tells you that 2024 is just the way you want it to be? So, Tara, I'm going to turn it over to you first and just to ask you the question, what is the value of entertaining a question like this? What is the value for people to ask themselves this question?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we're so good at talking about, well, I'm making lots of assumptions about people, but often we are so good about talking about what we don't want.
Right, right.
So in this question, we're talking about the presence of what is wanted rather than the absence of what's not wanted. And the brain only marginally knows the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So the power of belief and the power of visualization, of visualizing what's preferred in your future, is really, really powerful. And us being able to utilize, to make use of this ability and picturing, imagining the detail, seeing ourselves doing what we hope to be doing when we wake up on the morning of 1st of January, makes it much more likely to happen. So, Vicky, you've got an example, well, from yourself. Yeah. So what are you going to share with us about what you're hoping for?
I'm visualizing that I'm waking up on January 1st, 2024, and I'm going on a beautiful walk. And that it's the start of many walks, many daily walks, and regular workouts. And I think that I just feel that I just wanted to start with that one walk, and I get a very energized, positive feeling from that.
And yeah. What difference will that make to you? You wake up on that morning and you get up and you go for that walk.
Well, what the message that it will send to me is that I am prioritizing my health and well-being, and I'm thinking specifically about my knee, right? Because I think we've talked about this before. I've done physio on my knee and so on, and I've had to exercise it and so on, and I need to exercise it more. So what it will mean for me is just health and well-being and continued progress.
Wonderful. Yeah,
how about you, Tara?
Well, when we were talking about this question earlier, I got quite like an emotional feeling when you talked about, what's the value of these questions, and, really imagining myself waking up, getting out of bed, those tiny, noticing the tiny steps, the detail of what happens in the morning, and just connecting, having eye contact with my family. So looking at them, acknowledging them, connecting with them, and not kind of being sort of in my own, right, this is what I've got to do today, and but taking that moment, that tiny moment, to connect, to have eye contact. And from that, I just imagined the kind of ripple effect. And actually, this is something that I've kind of worked on previously. So in some sense, sometimes we're just doing more of what works.
Yeah. What do you believe the ripple effect will be from that eye contact?
I think from that, imagining each of us going about our days, but feeling connected with each other, and imagining, you know, and from me thinking about that, having had that moment to connect with them before I go off and, you know, do whatever I'm doing, that I think I'll just be a really wonderful memory to carry. And also I think from that moment to connect will come better conversation, will be a better sense of relationship. And then as I was talking about in the previous power burst, that coming around, you know, coming together and having dinner then and continuing, you know, I don't know, I'm very, very visual. So I just think from that tiny sort of moment of connecting, sort of that golden thread, you know, that kind of threads
Yes.
between us.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just think the power of the tiniest things that we can do, like a smile, eye contact, that acknowledgement of each other. Yeah, it will definitely make a difference to my day and hopefully to theirs
Absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to be thinking today about that golden thread.
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Vicky. Shall we ask
So
the
do you
question
want to
again?
ask the question? Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to ask the question again. When you wake up on January the 1st, 2024, what will you notice first that tells you that 2024 is just the way you want it to be? And try to stick with what will you notice first as opposed to what will you not notice, right? So it's really about what you want and what you see happening as opposed to what you don't see happening, right? So, okay.
Yeah.
All the
Brilliant.
best. Enjoy
Yeah.
the question, and we'll
Take
see
care.
you at the next Power Burst.
Yeah. And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.